Hey there friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sohum and today I'll be reacting to 4 more anime openings. And if you don't know the drill by this point, basically we go back to back to back to back through each of the openings. We discuss a bit of their respective anime's plot lines and backstories, which Amy the Funky generously provides to us. So we do those, then we listen to the opening. I'll provide my notes and a rating at the end. I believe we've done about a dozen or so reactions in this style at this point. You can check out my anime reactions playlist. I think at some point I am going to compile a massive list of my opening ratings across all of my reactions. We can do a video on that. I think it would be really fun. But before we do jump in, please everybody in the comments thank Amy. She is wonderful and is helping me pump these reactions out like no other. So yeah, let's jump into this. The first anime is called Call of the Night. This one follows Ku, an antisocial middle schooler who encounters a mysterious vampire named Nazuna while wandering the streets at night. The series explores the excitement and routine of nightlife through the lens of cute vampires and features the vampire hunters as a counterpoint to the vampire's passivity. For some odd reason, there's been so many movies lately that I've seen that revolve around vampires. Just yesterday, I watched the movie Sinners, which, if you guys haven't seen that, that's with Michael B. Jordan. Terrific movie. I definitely encourage you to check that one out. My favorite movie of the year this far. And I recently also saw Nosferatu, the remake. Also big on vampires there. Something's in the air with vampires these days. But yeah, let's check this one out. The song is called Dayton by Creepy Nuts. Let's begin.
あの日リンゴの木の下共犯で踏み越えてみた境界線すぐにプラカーの怒りで追い立てられてこんな次元へ俺としたことが俺ごときですら俺に限っていやまさかね君のせいにした秘密を手にしたイチジクの葉が右左あっという間目が覚めるかと思えば空に落ちてゆくなんというかやめられぬもう一かじり Again falling falling left and Johnny 落ちてゆく待てろに今 falling falling 二人ぼっち気づかないカテゴリーにもどこまでも好み任せていつの間に傷が埋まってく
Ooh.
Again falling falling left and Johnny 落ちてゆく待てろに今 falling falling 二人ぼっち気づかないカテゴリーにもどこまでも好み任せていつの間に傷が埋まってく
Interesting. Yeah, there's a I wrote this big paragraph here. I don't know how well you guys can actually read my writing, but there's a lot to discuss on this one. Right away we get that like electric swing vibe, which is very fun. We get those trumpets and the ragtime piano. There's something about this instrument and style that it almost feels like a bit of a drunken master when I hear really good ragtime piano, because the notes, they almost like fall into each other, and the overall avatar of a drunken master is somebody who is so talented, yet they appear like lazy and like they're not even trying on the surface. It's kind of like when you watch those like kids in school who they just like show up to the test day, they didn't study, and they like get a 98 out of 100. We all know who we're talking about when it comes to those kids. That's kind of what like ragtime piano in a sense feels to me. Just like the lazy studying, but they still crush it. The old man who's like 80 years old, he's 40 years removed from like helping the CIA stop the world from being destroyed by various insurgent groups, and he's just so casual about being like the best on earth. It's kind of ragtime piano to me. Overall, very consistent rhythmically as well. A lot of bounce, very catchy. Something that I wish was in this track is a bit more like sing-songy vocal melody. I think the vocal melody overall was rather flat in terms of its dynamics, though it's like fast and we get that like up and down kind of movement on occasion. There's like those rap cadence swings. I think my least favorite part was probably the vocals, which, sorry about that, Creepy Nuts, no shade. But I think for that, if we had like a solid vocal melody, that would easily add like a +1 for improved, I would like to spell, improved vocal melodies. So since we didn't get that, I think my range is rather large. I think between 7.4 to 8.0, which if we took an average would be 7.7, but I guess I want to leave it as this range for now until we listen to the other openings to help shape my more, I guess, my fine-tooth combed rating. It's a bit of a bigger range, right? Mid sevens to low eights. Yeah, I'm curious what you guys would rate this one. I will leave it there for now. Let's check out the next one, shall we? This one is from an anime called Fire Force, which we've actually done several reactions to openings from Fire Force on this channel. Fire Force is the prequel series to Soul Eater. Shinra is a third-generation pyrokinetic youth who gained the nickname Devil's Footprints for his ability to ignite his feet at will, and was ostracized as a child for the fire that killed his mother and younger brother Sho 12 years ago. It reminds me a bit of Supernatural. And that movie, Eli. Definitely encourage you guys to watch those. He joined Special Fire Force Company 8, which features other pyrokinetics who dedicated themselves to ending the infernal attacks. Infernals are monsters that are formed due to spontaneous human combustion. A huge conspiracy is at work that will change their world. Back in the day, I saw YouTube videos, and this is just like earlier YouTube, so maybe some of you have experienced this as well. But in the earlier YouTube days, I'm talking like 2007 to like 2014 kind of era, there were so many conspiracy theory documentaries. One of the ones I saw was about spontaneous human combustion. Pretty sure there was no actual validity to that one, but it's a fun thing to think about. Also terrifying if it even has a kernel of truth to it. But yeah, let's check out this opening. It's called Inferno by Mrs. Greenapple.
照らす闇僕らは歩き慣れてきた日々も問うた夢は安泰な暮らしだが刺激不足上にダラダラ照らすは闇僕らの歩き慣れていた道はどこだ時はたまにじゃったがぬくもりに包まれたら本音があったシルベの方へ思い出すは優しいメロディー 痛みを飛ばすのも全部僕にとっての宝物永遠のないだとないだという僕らは命の火が消えるその日まで歩いてゆけ
Oh man, that is really good. It tends to be when I write a lot and my brain is just like, there's so many things to contemplate. I'll end up really liking it. I think immediately this rating I thought of 8s to 9s has to be right. And I honestly say it's going to be somewhere between like an 8.8 to 9.2. Just given what I feel about the movement in this track, I love so much of the electric guitar that we heard, especially early on, but got carried through the entire arrangement here. And these vocals were far more preferable to the ones that I heard in the first track. Fortunately or unfortunately, depends on your perspective there. Definitely, I like the movement. I love the fact that my head is just banging. That's always a good sign as well. If my head just starts going, it's kind of out of my control at that point, and I'm just there to enjoy the music with you all. Interesting vocal melodies, a lot of nice moments, and a small little note I'll add is I love when in a track that is very fast-paced, high-octane, lots going on, for there to be complete dropouts in the mix where there's a cross-section of full silence. It's hard to employ those moments because it's a risk, right? You had something good going, you had a lot of fluidity. The continuity is something that I was enjoying as well. Just so to throw in those jarring moments of just there's nothing, and we had those like doo-doo rhythmically, those moments of missing mix, bit of an alliteration. It works when it's tactful, and here it definitely works. Honestly, I want to even change this range to like a 9.0 to 9.2, which gives us a 9.1 out of 10. It seems like a solid rating for this one. Fire Force, man, all of the openings I've heard from Fire Force have been really fun. This one was no exception. Let's check out the next one here. This is from Blue Box. Song is Same Blue by Official Hige Dandism. Blue Box is a romance anime that combines the characters' love for sports, basketball and badminton, and their growing affection towards each other. That is not a lot of context, but for me, I like sports. I never really loved sports, but I can obviously see how sports itself as a medium for connection is real, because you have to use so much teamwork, camaraderie. You're literally playing your heart out and trying to achieve a shared goal. Some Sohum lore about me is that back in the day, I didn't want to play sports. I wanted to play esports and go competitive, become a pro Call of Duty pro player. Nothing ever came of that. I was making the rounds, doing my best, and it was so fun competing and working with a team towards a mutual goal. So yeah, esports is a bit different than sports, and esports as well as a statement is a bit contentious. People have also called it just competitive gaming. I think I'm more inclined to say competitive gaming. Anyways, long diatribe aside, let's check this one out. Same Blue by Hige Dandism. お wow. I was not certain I was gonna really enjoy this one early on, but it just kept ramping up and up and up and up. By the end, I'm like, I want to hear the entire song with how fun it was, because in the beginning it's like a very washed out, watered down version of what we hear leading into that first chorus and then second chorus as well. if we had maintained that consistent vibe early on with the breathiness and a bit of the beautiful atmosphere, it would have been a pleasant song, but it wouldn't have been a very powerful song. It mapped on well to the themes, but as soon as we got that movement into the choruses, the song picked up and it amplifies the prior emotions that we're feeling, and it actually narratively maps onto what I'm assuming also maybe happens in the show, because the love is timid at first and then it grows, there's a bit of a spark, and then it presumably blossoms into something greater. What do you think I'm going to rate this? You have any idea? This is a 9.3 for me. If I were to like draw out how I arrived at this one, it's an interesting diagram. We'll do it real quick. If this is the chart of what my rating would have been, the rating over time, listening to this one over the 90 seconds we had, basically I would have, let's give this a 5, let's give this a 10, 0. That's our scale, right? I started somewhere here, and I just slowly, and by the first chorus, so chorus 1, God, it should be over here. Chorus 1, chorus 2, and then this is kind of outro. We had already made it up to here, and then we were just coasting and slowly ascending. And if you were to take the average across all of this, that is a 9.3. Does my math? I don't know. It's in my head. This is how I would construct that rating, though. Let's check out the next one here. This is the last anime opening of this reaction set. This is from Tokyo Ghoul. The song is Unravel by TK, and I love TK from LTS. Well, this is actually different. Oh, this is TK, who is originally from LTS, Long Toshite Sigur, but now he's in Rin Toshite Shigur. Interesting. RTS. So there's LTS and RTS. And Unravel is a song because Unravel we heard, as Amy writes, from Otto, which I've done so many reactions to Otto. Love her and her voice. This is going to be fun. Combining a song that Otto has covered with a song that TK is going to cover. No, TK wrote it. I need to slow my brain down just to comprehend, because I love TK's voice. Okay. The song, let me read this. You'll recognize the song because you reacted to Otto covering it live. TK wrote the song specifically for Tokyo Ghoul. The song perfectly captures the emotional turmoil and transformation of Kaneki Ken, the protagonist of Tokyo Ghoul, as he grapples with his dual identity as a human and a ghoul. Ken was accidentally given an organ transplant from a ghoul. Oh, that's how it happened. The song's lyrics and music reflects Kanake's internal conflict and the struggle to reconcile his human and ghoul selves. The lyrics speak of being torn apart and lost, mirroring Kanake's experience of being caught between two worlds. Unravel also explores themes of loss and grief, which are central to Kanake's journey. The song's melancholic tone and lyrics about leaving and forgetting resonate with the many hardships and betrayals he faces. Man, an internal conflict with the self is always hard to reconcile, and when it's more obviously put as the human versus ghoul form, I don't know, it serves as an easy, I guess, mirror to ourselves, because there's obvious differences in one's own mind. I believe Carl Jung, Jordan Peterson talks a lot about this, refers to the other part of you as the shadow self, and there's this constant dance between the versions of yourself internally that allows you to feel at peace with the self, or forces you to change your behavior to acquiesce to one of the other sides. It is hard to be completely, let's say, aligned with the self, externally, internally, spiritually. Definitely in the case of being a ghoul or human, that problem would be doubly so, maybe triply so. Let's check this one out. The song is called Unravel. Let's go.
教えてよ教えてよその仕組みを僕の中に誰がいるの壊れたよこの世界で君が笑う何
Ooh. Oh. Oh no, please don't end. Bro. The biggest problem with this last one is that it ends so seemingly quickly. Because I'm enjoying it. I love the ramping. TK's voice, man, is just something else. And he chooses these beautiful melodies to sing. The ramping works. The rap cadence works. The breathiness works. The heaviness works. And it's all mapped and paralleled by the guitar, the drums, the bass. The intensity is always there. And the crescendos are always absolutely massive. I just wish it was longer, bro. Ugh, easily just like 9.5 plus. It needs to be longer. I think, just in fairness, I will give it a 9.5 out of 10. I guess plus means not inclusive, so let's go 9.6 out of 10. I don't know. I listened to TK like in my own personal time. Listened to his work in LTS. Didn't know he had a different group, RTS, as well. Rin Toshite Shigor. It's definitely high time we listen to more TK on the channel. I actually did a triple reaction to TK, but unfortunately YouTube blocked that reaction set. But everything that I've heard from him has been phenomenal. This should be no exception. Now, 9.5, 9.6 for sure. So I guess let's reflect now on these ratings. The first one, Datin by Creepy Nuts, we gave a rating 7.4 to 8.0. I do think it was probably the weakest one out of the reaction set. I think every single song we improved, right? I think that instead of giving that median 7.7, we do err on the lower side. So a 7.5. Just wasn't my favorite. I think melodically there was a lot of improvement to be had. So 7.5 out of 10, which is not bad. Anything above a 5 is, in my opinion, worth listening to and good. 7.5. Then the Fire Force song, immediately 8s to 9s. I gave it a 9.1. I think I'm satisfied with that 9.1. I love the atmosphere created there. Great vocals. 3, this Blue Box one. I think in terms of the reaction set, this was the most unusual rating that I arrived at, because at the beginning I would have probably given it somewhere in the 7s had we maintained that consistency, but by the end, that 9.3, and again I will refer to this beautiful, lovely, super obvious when I'm doing diagram to arrive at my 9.3. It was 5 for a little bit, then it quickly ramped up, so we dollar cost average our way up a little bit, and then immediately there's a spike and we just flatline and increase marginally, I guess monotonically, for the rest of it. And this segment here is why this 9.3 is even possible mathematically. That's not exactly how my brain works, but it sort of is how my brain works. 9.3. Then, as we saw most recently, the 9.6 from the Tokyo Ghoul. Man, it is so fun. It is so fun to do these reactions. I know you guys have been enjoying them as well, but if you have, please, leave a comment down below. Let me know which were your favorites or what other anime openings I should react to. Drop a like, comment for the algorithm, all that good stuff. I do my best to pump out as many high quality reactions for you all every single day, so at least for that, give me a little bit of credit. And if you would like to request a reaction yourself, or if there's something you think I'm missing that I may not be getting to in a reasonable time, you can click the first link in the description box below to request a reaction yourself. But In any case, my friends, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. You know, the weather is getting better over here. I'm spending more time outside. My nose is starting to run a little bit more due to my allergies, but I couldn't be more excited for summer. Anyways, I'm rambling at this point. Have a wonderful rest of your day, my friends. Take care and peace.